You see headlines about Warren Buffett buying Apple or hedge funds dumping tech stocks, and you think, how do people even know this stuff? You're checking Yahoo Finance, scrolling Reddit, maybe following some Twitter accounts for investment ideas. That's not wrong, it's just catastrophically incomplete. The real pros are reading something called 13F filings, and most investors have no clue they exist. Hey, it's Ollie, and today I'm going to make reading 13F filings genuinely click for you. I've spent years tracking what the smart money actually does, and this is their required homework that becomes our cheat sheet. A 13F filing is basically a report card that big investors must file with the SEC every quarter. If you manage over $100 million, you have to reveal your entire stock portfolio, every position, every share count, every dollar value. Think of it as forced transparency for the Billionaire Boys Club. But here's where it gets interesting: most people who try to read these documents give up in about 30 seconds. The SEC hosts every 13F filing for free on their Edgar database, that's electronic data gathering and retrieval system. You can search by fund name like Berkshire Hathaway, or by manager like Warren Buffett. The filings come out roughly 45 days after each quarter ends, so there's always a lag. You're not getting real-time trades, but you're getting the closest thing to institutional homework answers. I love checking the document and entity information section first to confirm you've got the right fund and the right reporting period. But the meat and potatoes section that everyone should master is coming up next. The information table is where the magic happens. It's a spreadsheet listing every single stock position. You'll see columns for security name, share count, market value, and something called investment discretion. Most of this is straightforward, but here's the trick I love: focus on the market value column first, then sort by largest positions. This shows you what the fund is actually betting big on, not just what they own a few shares of. The voting authority columns tell you if they can actually influence company decisions or if they're just along for the ride. That's not even the most revealing part, though. At the top of every 13F, there's a summary section that most people skip. Huge mistake. This shows total portfolio value and number of positions, which gives you a sense of whether this fund is concentrated in a few big bets or diversified across hundreds of stocks. You can calculate their average position size by dividing total value by number of holdings. A fund with 20 positions averaging $500 million each is playing a very different game than one with 200 positions averaging $50 million each. The summary also shows if they're using any derivatives or complex instruments that might not show up in the main table. But there's one pattern in these filings that catches most people completely off guard. Here's a quick test: if a 13F shows Berkshire Hathaway bought 10 million shares of a stock in quarter 3, but you don't see it in their quarter 2 filing, what does that tell you? Pause and guess. It means they initiated a completely new position. This is fresh smart money flowing into something they believe in. New positions often signal the strongest conviction, especially from legendary investors. The real skill is comparing filings quarter to quarter to see what's changing. A position that shrinks by 50% or more usually signals they're losing conviction or taking profits. Complete eliminations are even more telling. Smart money doesn't just accidentally sell everything. On the flip side, positions that double or triple in size show where they're adding aggressively, especially if the stock price was falling during that period. I also love looking for positions that stay exactly the same size for multiple quarters. That often indicates core holdings they never plan to sell. The pattern that surprises most people is how often these billionaires are just buying boring index funds and dividend stocks alongside their headline-grabbing picks. Here's how you can start tracking smart money immediately. First, pick 3 investors whose strategy matches your goals, maybe Buffett for value, Cathie Wood for growth, or Ray Dalio for diversification. Second, set calendar reminders for 50 days after each quarter ends to check their latest filings. Third, create a simple spreadsheet tracking their top 5 positions each quarter so you can spot trends over time. Don't try to copy every trade, but look for patterns in sectors or position sizes that align with your own research. Drop which investor you're planning to track first in the comments. I read them and I'm curious who you think is worth following. Reading 13FS won't make you Warren Buffett overnight, but it will give you the same transparency into institutional thinking that Wall Street professionals use every day. The smart money leaves breadcrumbs, now you know how to follow the trail. If you want to take your investment research to the next level, check out nexusaicalls.com for advanced market insights that go way beyond what any filing can show you.